From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Friday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Weimar. Already seeing the clouds picking up this morning. There will be a little chance of some showers in the Yakima Valley a little bit later today. The wind gusts still doing their things. Peak gust around 30 miles per hour right now in portions of the lower Columbia Basin, around 20 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills, and around 40 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. Some of that leaking down into the Yakima Valley. And the wind gusts going to be persistent throughout the day, and they're going to turn even a little bit stronger, especially around the peak of daytime heating, 4, 5, 6 p.m. Right now, temperatures mostly in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. And your day planner forecast for today for lower elevations will have some sunshine breaking through, but I'm thinking in general partly to mostly cloudy skies. Bottom line for the forecast, very windy for today, especially in the Kittitas Valley. Rain chances from Friday through Sunday. It looks like they're going to peak for tomorrow. And temperature is going to go on a roller coaster. We'll be about 15 degrees cooler than normal for tomorrow, 10 degrees warmer than normal for next week. I'll touch on all these points coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a Kennewick police officer arrested after allegedly driving drunk, what led fellow officers to take him into custody.
And containment is growing on a fast-moving wildfire near Ellensburg, but crews are still on alert. We have where the flames stand this morning.
Plus, a mother's love and a community in grief coming together tonight in Wenatchee. Coming up, how friends, family, and neighbors are honoring the lives of 3 young sisters as the manhunt for the alleged killer continues. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Friday, June 20th.
We made it.
We made it.
It's the weekend. It's going to be a good weekend.
It is. We're going to see a little bit of a cool down probably this weekend. Of course, Josh will touch on that. You ready for a little cool down?
Yeah, already.
Yeah. I'm sure some of the firefighters are ready for a little cool down as well.
Absolutely. And of course, Josh will have more on that later.
Yeah.
But we want to start with a fire watch this morning, an update on a wildfire that broke out yesterday afternoon in Kittitas County. This was just outside of Ellensburg.
Yeah, firefighters now say that this fire is 50% contained, and thanks to quick action on the ground and from the air, progression of the flames near Collicum Road have been halted for now. Now, crews from the Department of Natural Resources and Kittitas Valley Fire and Rescue all responding to the area around Trail Creek Road, where about 60 acres have burned all through some timber, brush, and grass in that area.
Evacuation levels have been updated, and level 3 orders have been lowered to level 2. That's set for the 9,000 block of Collicum Road, and residents in that area should be ready to vacate if and when necessary. Level 1 remains in place from that point down to Trail Creek, and those who are in that area are asked to stay vigilant and be aware of their surroundings.
Yeah, crews have remained on scene to continue to strengthen that containment. We'll, of course, continue to track the progress and keep you updated as we learn more from firefighters.
In crime news this morning, an off-duty police officer is facing DUI charges after a crash Wednesday night. Now, according to officials, just before 10 p.m., officers responded to reports of a collision at the 1000 block of North Montana Street. When they arrived, they discovered a parked car had been hit and that the driver was Officer Fernando Ramos with KPD, who again was off-duty at the time. Deputies from the Benton County Sheriff's Office have taken over the investigation. Ramos was arrested at the scene on suspicion of driving under the influence and later released on a $1,000 bond. Now, in a statement, Police Chief Chris Guerrero acknowledged the seriousness of the incident, saying, quote, "Driving under the influence is a serious offense. We're committed to learning from this and continuing to serve with integrity on and off duty."
And in Pasco, police are investigating a robbery that happened earlier yesterday at the Alex A. Money and Jewelry Shop located on North 5th Avenue and Lewis Street. Authorities are saying that the robbery was not armed, but the suspects may have tied up the store clerk during that incident. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured. The suspects, though, got away with an undisclosed amount of merchandise. Officers spent the afternoon searching for them, and now they're asking anyone with surveillance footage from that area to contact police immediately.
Now, as the search continues for Travis Decker, the father accused of killing his 3 daughters in Chelan County, their mother, Whitney Decker, will be honoring the girls at a memorial tonight. The event starts at 7 p.m. at Rocky Reach Park in Wenatchee, and organizers are warning that parking will be limited, and they encourage attendees to carpool if possible. Guests are also asked to bring something to sit on, along with a glow stick or candle, and the memorial is being described as a moment for reflection, unity, and love.
5:05 now, and Washington Senator Maria Cantwell has voiced her opposition to an AI law moratorium recently passed by the House of Representatives. So the provision would prevent individual states from limiting, restricting, or regulating artificial intelligence for the next 10 years. Senator Cantwell argues that this moratorium would wipe out hundreds of laws designed to protect Americans from harm. One such law is the Elvis Act, and that bans the use of AI to impersonate artists. Senator Cantwell is now working to implement the Elvis Act at the federal level.
They are trying to prohibit policy that is already on the books. This either in the form of prohibiting states from enacting or enforcing AI laws or regulations, or a regulation of language that says temporarily pause those laws that are now on the books related to AI. Neither one of those are acceptable to me. We should be fighting to protect consumers, not enabling AI theft or fraud to happen.
Senator Cantwell's stance was backed by Washington Attorney General Nick Brown.
Washington state parks are looking to fill some big gaps, especially when it comes to maintenance and construction jobs across parks statewide. The agency currently has more than 700 employees working across its 123 parks, but with nearly 800 historic structures to maintain and also miles of trails to care for, they're looking to hire even more people, particularly seasonal and full-time park aides and also construction workers. However, according to the state, filling some of these roles, especially in parks on the east side of the state, can be a challenge.
That is kind of asking for a special sort of person who is interested in that. And there's plenty of people who are, but it's not quite as easy sometimes to fill those positions.
If you're interested in working for Washington State Parks or just want to learn more, you can head to applevalleynewsnow.com for more information. All right, a member of the Toppenish Police Department is now a little safer thanks to a gift that could save his life.
That's right. K9 Grom just received a brand new custom-fitted protective vest.
Cute. The vest was donated by the nonprofit Vested Interest in Canines, which has provided more than 6,000 vests to police dogs all across the country.
Yeah, this specialized gear is designed to protect the four-legged officers like Grom from both bullets and stab wounds, keeping them safe while they are out serving our communities.
So cute.
I know.
Better protect them, of course.
Well, yeah, and I love that there is a nonprofit and an entity that helps.
That focuses on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, residents near Brownsville, Texas are raising environmental and safety concerns following a massive explosion by a SpaceX rocket. But Elon Musk is insisting there is no need for the worry. Coming up, we'll have a breakdown of Wednesday's explosion and the aftermath that follows.
First, though, giving you that live look outside this morning from our Legends Casino and Hotel Skycam at Richland's Columbia Point. A blue look. It is a little blue, isn't it? But we're not blue. It's Friday. We're in a good mood. We are headed into the weekend. What can we expect? Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will break it all down in your First Alert forecast after the break.
Hello, I'm Alan Brecky from Alan Brecky Law Offices. For over 30 years, we've been protecting public safety in the Tri-Cities and surrounding communities. Some of our cases over the years have contributed to safer roads, safer public events, and a safer environment for our children.
To me, Harlem is home. But home is also your body.
Last one, everyone.
I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem? So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3.
When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Get the freedom to save and $5,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus, trade in an eligible vehicle and get $3,250 total cash allowance when you finance with GM Financial. See your community Chevy dealers.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements. What aren't we seeing?
Yeah. Do we get our choice of free phones?
Yep, you get the latest phones.
I bet we have to trade in our old phones, though.
Nope, sure don't.
Wow.
High five. Almost. Higher.
Yes.
Nope.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in. And we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
Hello, I'm Alan Brecky from Alan Brecky Law Offices. For over 30 years, we've been protecting public safety in the Tri-Cities and surrounding communities. Some of our cases over the years have contributed to safer roads, safer public events, and a safer environment for our children.
It's the music event of summer, CMA Fest, with can't miss performances by Blake Shelton, Megan Maroney, Keith Urban, Kelsey Ballerini, and more.
You don't want to miss it.
CMA Fest, presented by SoFi, Thursday on ABC.
ET and Extra, tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Extra, extra.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a tour of this morning's temperatures. We start off in Kittitas County, 39 for Snoqualmie Pass, 55 in Ellensburg. Then in the Yakima Valley, all of us in the mid to upper 50s. Lower Columbia Basin seeing some 50s and 60s, 61 in the Tri-Cities. In the Blue Foothills, 40s and 50s. And then looks like we're mostly just in the 40s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your coatcast for today for the Tri-Cities. Needing a light jacket for this morning. It will be t-shirt weather a little bit later today. Very comfortable, very cool for this time of the year. Will be about 10 degrees cooler than normal. So that means 60s and 70s for lower elevations, a mixture of sunshine and clouds. Mostly dry for lower elevations, but we could pick up on a shower or two in the Yakima Valley. Those chances going to go up overnight and then into tomorrow. And the culprit for that, this low pressure system that we've been tracking over the last couple of days, it's swooped down to the south and east from the Gulf of Alaska, and it's just going to kind of, this boundary is just going to kind of linger in our area over the next few days. So that's why we'll have shower chances into Saturday, into Sunday. Again, low pressure is just a fancy way of saying that's where the action is going to be in the atmosphere. But there's going to be high pressure, which is the complete opposite of that. That's going to start to build in for next week. That means we're going to get drier and we're going to get hotter once again. I'll tell you just how hot coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 512 in your national headlines this morning. There are cleanup concerns following Wednesday night's massive explosion of the SpaceX Starship rocket.
And many people are left with questions as SpaceX chief Elon Musk is downplaying the fiery incident.
Andrea Fuji has the full breakdown of the explosion and the aftermath that's now followed.
This morning, environmental concerns in the aftermath of the SpaceX explosion, as smoke billows from the site near Brownsville, Texas. Witnesses say they were scared and shocked when the Starship rocket erupted.
I looked over and there was a mushroom cloud in the air and the whole sky was orange.
Crews some 5 miles from the testing site still working in makeshift tents near the road. The testing site is surrounded by a wildlife refuge.
I'm very fearful for what the impacts on that surrounding refuge land was, and I'm hoping that people get out there, today or tomorrow.
SpaceX says a pressurized tank exploded, setting off a series of blasts. No injuries reported. But this isn't the first time there's been an explosion at the site.
We see them out there explode, some of the few ones that landed and they blow up afterward.
They test fairly regularly, literally, maybe even on a daily basis. And because we're not having the closures, well, they don't necessarily advise us, but I think that's what caught everybody off guard.
SpaceX was preparing for Starship's 10th flight test, the previous 3 ending in explosions, like this blazing debris streaming over the Caribbean after one Starship's catastrophic failure, forcing passenger planes to reroute. As the investigation into Wednesday night's explosion continues, SpaceX insists there are no hazards to people in the area and says it's working with local and state agencies to address any environmental concerns. SpaceX owner Elon Musk saying the explosion was just a scratch.
Just a scratch.
Can you imagine just looking up and seeing that? Yeah.
Yeah, no. So Starship is supposed to help reach NASA's goal of bringing astronauts back to the moon by 2027 and then eventually to Mars.
Got a lot of work to do.
Got a lot of work to do still, yeah, and I think they all know that.
All right, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will have your first alert full weather forecast, and that is coming up after the break in just a few minutes. We got a purple look out there now. I love it.
Talk about fireworks. Check out these offers during the 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress. Light up your sleep life with $100 off any Dr. Choice Original or $200 off any hybrid. Save $500 on the best-selling Tempur-Breeze and score a $300 gift. And check out the Summit for only $299.99. And best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. It's the 4th of July sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
At Good Shepherd, we're your primary care providers from the time your baby is born to caring for loved ones in older age. We're with your family every step of the way, with specialty services like kidney and heart care, urology, orthopedics, and cancer treatment. We provide the care you deserve close to home. And when life takes an unexpected turn, our urgent care team is here for you 7 days a week, because your health can't wait. Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $4,500 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a very windy day, persistent gusts throughout the day. 5 this morning to 5 in the morning on Saturday. Peak gusts at times could be around 50 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 45 miles per hour for the Morrow County foothills, but across the map, it's going to be breezy/windy. For today, thunderstorms are going to be likely up in the Cascades. The rest of us, especially for lower elevations, should be mostly dry. And today's high is going to be about 10 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year, 60s and 70s for lower elevations. 40s and 50s up in the mountains. For tonight, showers and thunderstorms becoming a little bit more widespread. We'll show you that with Futurecast here in just a second. Overnight lows down into the 40s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s in the mountains. And winds for tomorrow, they'll come back not as strong this time. Peak gusts around 35 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 40 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills. So yeah, still a bit breezier, windy, but not as strong as they'll be for today. Now it's time everything out with Futurecast for today and tomorrow. We put this into motion. 8 this morning, just a few showers, really few sprinkles up in the Cascades. But throughout the course of the day, you'll notice, well, first of all, the Cascades are going to catch most of this. But second of all, yeah, lower elevations could see a few showers as well. It doesn't look like it's going to be a washout at all. Then we're watching that next round into Saturday morning. This is 8 in the morning. At this point, pretty widespread rainfall in the valleys and in the Cascades. It looks like it's going to be mostly light, and as it moves off towards the east, this is lunchtime, this band of rainfall really falling apart. And I think into the late afternoon and evening on Saturday, mostly dry up until that next round starts to impact us for Sunday, but that round's not looking very impressive at all. Here's some of the rainfall totals we're anticipating over the next 48 hours. The mountains are going to struggle to pick up a ½ inch of rainfall. Lower elevations will struggle to pick up a 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. So definitely not a washout for this weekend, but some outdoor plans could be impacted for both Saturday or Sunday. It'd be a great weekend to have the first alert weather app on hand so you could track the showers and thunderstorms yourself. Into next week, drier, not just drier, but hotter as well. About 15 degrees cooler than normal for Saturday, then about 10 degrees warmer than normal for Tuesday and Wednesday. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Windy but dry today, a few showers possible Saturday and Sunday, then drying out and warming up for next week. In Yakima, rain likely for Saturday, especially in the morning. A few showers left over Sunday, then it's a thing of the past by Monday. In Ellensburg, very windy today, a little bit less so for Saturday, then perhaps a thunderstorm or two for Sunday. In Hermiston, windy over the next couple days, showers possible this weekend, then hot and dry weather returns next week. Finally, for Walla Walla, dry and windy today, a few showers possible Saturday through Monday, then drying out and heating back up to around 90 as soon as Tuesday.
All right, thanks, Josh. 5:21 now. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We're going to need a bigger boat. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the theaters, the movie that made us fear deep water is turning 50. How fans are celebrating half a century of Jaws. That's coming up after the break.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. Bonus zone savings include Pepsi brand 12 packs, buy 2 get 2 free. Save $3 on Old Trapper 10-ounce beef jerky. Plus find Seattle's best 12-ounce ground coffee for $5.49. Wrangler men's regular fit jeans are just $17.99. And Mobil One 5-quart full synthetic oil is $21.99 after rebate. Store-wide 3-week savings are happening now at Bi-Mart since 1955.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
14.9% of American men are in fair or poor health. Could this be you? There's more about men's health now at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
It's the 45th anniversary sale at Walker's Furniture.
This is one of our favorite events where we get to celebrate these great years with you.
And that means friends and family pricing throughout the store, with savings up to 45% off.
And get special financing for up to 5 years. So you can get it today and pay over time.
From our family to yours, we'd like to thank you for 45 wonderful years.
For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
This 4th of July, celebrate the freedom to roam with Broadmoor RV, where every mile brings you closer to what matters most. From family road trips to quiet nights under the stars, your next adventure starts here. Proudly serving the Northwest with unbeatable selection, service, and spirit. This Independence Day, go further, dream bigger, and drive free. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
Hello there, watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment headlines, the world's most famous, frightening, fictional shark turns 50 today.
The legendary hit film Jaws hit theaters on June 20th in 1975. The film has been noted by many as the forerunner of modern Hollywood and even put director Steven Spielberg on the map.
His Jaws, followed 2 years later by George Lucas' Star Wars, were the two films credited with launching the new Hollywood. Jaws has also been blamed for creating shark phobia, making some people terrified of swimming in the ocean. So kind of the anti-baby shark, if you will.
Well, sharks are terrifying, regardless of whether there was a movie about it or not.
He's doing good work. Well,
yeah.
The movie rights for Jaws were purchased for roughly $175,000, but it cost $12 million to make, and it made $267 million at the domestic box office.
The film spawned 3 Oscar wins and set the table for 3 sequels. Jaws was based on the Peter Benchley novel of the same name.
It was said to be partially inspired by a series of real-life shark attacks at the Jersey Shore in 1916.
Yeah, he was doing good work.
Just letting the people know what's out there.
Yeah. One more entertainment news. On Wednesday, actor Eric Dane appeared in LA on the red carpet for the first time since announcing he has ALS.
Yeah, the event was to mark the season 1 premiere of the Amazon Prime series Countdown, in which Dane is a part of. In April, the 52-year-old Grey's Anatomy alum revealed his ALS diagnosis to People magazine.
In a June interview, he said despite the diagnosis, he did not intend to slow down his pace of work. This week, he told ABC's Good Morning America his left arm is functioning, but his right side is not.
And there is no cure for ALS, which is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. It's a rare degenerative condition that causes progressive muscle paralysis. And now to a real-life scary incident. So Rhode Island authorities have identified the person whose remains were found near a home owned by Taylor Swift.
Oh, they belonged to Eric Ween, a Massachusetts resident. According to the South Kingston Police Department, officials say the 31-year-old was reported missing in mid-April, and his vehicle was found in the area about a week earlier.
Police said foul play is not suspected and that they extend condolences to Ween's family. Swift bought the house in the neighborhood in 2013 for nearly $18 million, according to the New York Times.
Now, that's a story that could be associated with the Jaws music. They're scary. Terrifying.
I don't like any of it. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. It's been years in the making, and now East Yakima is making a splash. The new community pool that's bringing excitement and relief this summer.
And it's almost the weekend. We'll take a look at some community events that are kickstarting the summer. It's all in your next half hour, but first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, another reprieve for TikTok. President Trump signed an executive order allowing the platform to run in the U.S. for another 90 days. That'll allow them time to broker a deal to bring TikTok under U.S. ownership, which Trump believes will better protect the privacy of American users. After more than 4 years of waiting, Spotify may be ready to roll out higher quality audio streaming. Developers say they discovered hidden features in the app's latest update, including an option for enhanced sound quality. Spotify has not commented. Finally, the iPhone will soon let you snooze how you choose. Apple says a customizable snooze button is coming in a future software update. The snooze button will now be adjustable from 1 to 15 minutes. No more being stuck with that 9-minute default. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Lionel Moise. Have a great day.
I'm the guy sitting next to your girl on the kiss cam.
And this game just got a lot more interesting.
Sheila? Mom?
Fire!
And if you don't have the right home coverage, you might have to kiss your savings goodbye. Let's go, beat it. So get Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
I never thought I would develop shingles. I was wrong. I didn't know that 99% of people over 50 already have the virus that causes shingles, and it could reactivate.
Don't learn the hard way like I did. Talk to your healthcare provider today.
New Swiffer Mop Deluxe is made for small spaces. The upgraded strip has 75% more scrubbing power. And with the new locking head, getting into tight spaces is simple.
Can I borrow it?
The all-new Swiffer Mop Deluxe, the mother of all cleans.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Friday morning. Thank you for waking up with us, joining us here for what we just came to realize is the first day of summer.
It's the first day of summer.
It's the first day. Why didn't you tell us that?
I'm sorry. It's typically around this time of the year. I thought it was just implied. It's my bad.
No, we don't know anything. No. But
longest day of the year.
Yeah.
Today will be the longest day of the year.
Yeah.
Most daylight.
Okay.
Yes.
But it's Friday, so you want the longest day.
I love it.
Well,
And after
Saturday
this, the days
the
days get shorter and shorter. So before you know it, fall's going to be on top of us.
Don't talk about that. We're talking about summer.
It's summer.
Yeah, summer vibes.
Gosh, this
Hopefully
On to
good
the
weather.
next season already.
This guy.
Yeah.
It's going to kind of feel like another season this weekend.
Yes, it will. The clouds are going to be picking up. It's going to be cooler. We'll have some showers. So it will be, if you're like looking 3 months in the future, if you're longing for some of that, then you're going to get some of it.
That's why you're talking about fall.
Get some of this, okay? 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. Remember I made a big deal about getting to 1,000. That was 40 days in a row. Now we're up to 50 days in a row as we are up to 1,250. That's 1,000.
He's too busy doing this to remind us that it's the first day of summer.
You need like balloons to fall on you for this. This is insane.
1,250 bucks. That's what the jackpot's up to now because I went with the forecast high of 81 yesterday in Pasco Tri-Cities. It verified at 79. So for today, a much cooler 74. If it verifies between 71 to 77, the jackpot's going to hit 1,275, 1,275 bucks. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to AppleValleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now it's on your screen is a live kind of gray and gloomy look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of Yakima Federal. It's going to look like this a lot for today. Could see some sunshine breaking through, but definitely a lot more gloomy as opposed to what we've been accustomed to as of late. Winds really picking up right now in Hermiston, Heppner, Lexington, Ellensburg, gusts between 30 to 40 miles per hour. They're going to be persistent throughout the day. They could even be a little bit stronger in the Kittitas Valley and for the Morrow County foothills. Right now, temperatures in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. Your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities, like I mentioned, could be some sunshine breaking through for today, but in spite of that, it's definitely going to feel noticeably cooler out there. We'll be about 10 degrees cooler compared to average for this time of the year. 60s and 70s for lower elevations. Mostly dry today for lower elevations, but we can't rule out a shower or two in the Yakima Valley. I'll take you on that zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. Also, I'll show you what vegetation dryness is going to look like before this storm system and after this storm system. So that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Josh. We start this half hour of news looking at local education. With school out for the summer, crews in Sunnyside are making the most of the break, jumping into phase 2 of a sidewalk safety project near local schools.
That's right. The city just gave the green light to install 24 new ADA curb ramps, expanding on work that started earlier this year.
Yeah, so most of the funding comes from the state, but Sunnyside will be chipping in a bit more than expected due to some engineering hurdles.
Crews are already on the job, and if everything stays on schedule, the improvements should be finished by July 14th, just in time for students heading back to class.
5:32 now. News out of Oregon. If you're traveling through eastern Oregon this summer, be prepared for some slowdowns. ODOT says 31 super loads are scheduled to move through the area, traveling at just 10 to 30 miles per hour. So the massive shipments will impact stretches of US 730, OR 37, and also Interstate 84 through Pendleton, also impacting US 395, US 26, and possibly even Highway 201. So the route starts at the Port of Murrow, heading to Pilot Rock overnight, and from there the journey continues to the Idaho border, with travel expected during both day and night hours. So due to the size of these loads, both lanes of the 2-lane highways might be used, and that means drivers should expect some delays through that area. ODOT says the schedule is flexible and could change depending on conditions.
In Pasco this morning, community voices were front and center at this week's parks meeting, where city leaders gathered feedback on the future of local parks. While attendance in person was light, Councilmember Leo Perales' online comments poured in, and one message was loud and clear. Residents want more amenities. Suggestions included more shaded areas, pickleball courts, chess tables, and seating made from natural materials. Perales also emphasized a bigger goal, designing parks that tell Pasco's story through features that reflect the city's history and culture.
The fitness zones, I think, are better used when they're kind of spread out along a pathway where somebody can stop and do, sit-ups, have a sit-up stand or pull-ups or little things like that. I haven't seen the fitness zones where they're all grouped together used very well.
If you missed the meeting, you can still weigh in by submitting public comment through the City of Pasco's website.
Turning now to Yakima, after years of hard work and fundraising, East Yakima is now home to a community pool of its own. The brand new aquatic center at MLK Junior Park officially opened its gates with a ribbon cutting ceremony just yesterday afternoon. You can see people were lining up ready to make the first splash, and they didn't waste any time jumping in. Eric Silvers, one of the key voices behind the project, says the pool is more than just a place to cool off. It's a valuable resource that will make a big impact on families and a lasting impression on the children of the community.
Well, I got to be able to watch some kids being able to try it out, and it was just very emotional just to watch them, to be able to know that, they're going to learn skills that are going to last a lifetime, whether it's swimming lessons or water safety.
So if you're looking to join the fun, the pool will be open 7 days a week through late August.
All right, talking community events now. It's officially the first day and weekend of summer, as we just found out.
Yes.
And that means our calendar is filling up fast.
Yeah, whether you're out to soak up some sun, discover a new hobby, or celebrate local culture, there's of course something for everyone.
Before heading straight to the weekend, let's take a look at some of the events happening across the Tri-Cities.
So as we're looking to dive into the summer, the City of Richland is throwing a celebration at John Dam Plaza, and it'll be packed with free, family-friendly fun.
Yeah, nothing screams summer like live music, lawn games, face painting, tasty treats, all of which will be happening at the Dive Into Summer event.
And it's not just food and fun. Local groups like the Reach Museum, the Girl Scouts, and Mid-Columbia Children's Museum will also be on hand with activities and info on low-cost summer programs.
And don't forget to say happy birthday to the Richland Library mascot, Theo, who will be there for pictures and, of course, high fives.
It's all happening tomorrow from 6 to 8 at John Dam Plaza, so grab the kids, bring a blanket, and start summer with a splash.
I like the sound of that.
I know. I didn't know the library had a mascot.
I didn't either.
Theo sounds
I want to high five him.
Same.
All right, calling all collectors, from sports cards to vintage coins, there's something for everybody this weekend.
Yeah, that's right. The 2025 P&W Collector Convention is back for its second year, and it's apparently bigger and better than ever.
Whether you're into trading card games, sports memorabilia, or rare coins, you'll find it all at the Three Rivers Convention Center this weekend.
The event runs all weekend from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Expect dozens of top vendors and collectors from all across the region ready to buy, sell, or trade.
It's a great chance to browse or kickstart your collection, and the best part, admission is totally free.
And finally, a family-friendly festival taking over the Columbia River waterfront.
And it's bringing flavor and flair of traditional Mexican culture with it.
This Sunday, festival goers can enjoy live performances from regional bands, cultural dance groups, and some incredible local talent that will have you tapping your feet.
Yes, there will be tacos, street snacks, snow cones, plenty of booths to check out.
So whether you're coming for the food or the music, there is something for the whole entire family.
Make sure to bring your appetite and maybe even a few dance moves. I just had a dance move right now, but you couldn't see, because this Riverside celebration is one you won't want to miss.
It's all happening this weekend from noon to 7 p.m. and admission for this is also free. I love it.
Hit that dance move again.
Yeah.
I think it was something like that.
Oh, I love that.
Get it.
I don't really have a signature. Do you have a signature dance move? No. I think mine's like my hand in the air.
Oh, yeah, you know, the sprinkler. Just
love it.
Perfect, yeah.
All right, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a small town in Minnesota is reaching for the stars, and we'll have more on exactly what they're doing. Looks like aliens, coming up after the break.
Yikes. And giving you that live look outside this morning from our Yakima Federal camera at the Apple Valley Studios right here in Kennewick. A couple clouds rolling in this morning. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert is going to have a look at your forecast and what we can expect as we head into some changes this weekend. It's 5:38.
Register today. Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
This 4th of July, set your perfect remodel free. During our Made in the USA sale, take 50% off American-made carpets, floors, and more. At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. Love the home you live in.
Hey, your homework done?
Yep.
Hey, is your homework done?
This kind of is homework. So, what do you think?
I'm so proud of you. Can I play some more?
Is all your work done?
Washington's Lottery is a proud partner in the goal to promote college and career training. Each time you play, you're helping students statewide.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
The Y Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
Got a family reunion in the works? Make it unforgettable at Beaver Valley Lodge. With cozy rooms, beautiful mountain views, and plenty of space to gather, it's the perfect place to reconnect and make new memories. Book direct with us and get 10% off. That means more savings for barbecues, bonfires, and all those late-night laughs. So skip the middleman and book direct today, because great reunions start with the perfect place to stay. Beaver Valley Lodge. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories, including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
This 4th of July, set your perfect remodel free. During our Made in the USA sale, take 50% off American-made carpets, floors, and more. At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. Love the home you live in.
All across America.
Good morning. Good morning.
Wherever we are, it feels like home.
Man, it's good to be home.
GMA, it's an invitation to come together and brighten your morning.
Come on. Come on. Come on now.
You have no idea what to expect now.
Come on, man.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County. Thunderstorms going to be likely today in the Cascades, but the mountain's going to eat up most of that. We should be dry in the Kittitas Valley, mostly sunny and windy. Peak gust around 50 miles per hour. In the Yakima Valley, peak gust between 25 to 30 miles per hour. Could maybe get a shower in the upper valley, but in the lower valley, should be a dry day. In the lower Columbia Basin, should be dry here, partly to mostly cloudy. Definitely windy, especially down towards the Tri-Cities in Hermiston. Peak gust around 40 miles per hour. High temperatures comfortable, at least comfortable for this time of the year, with mid-70s and 60s and 70s for the Blue Foothills, 50s and 60s up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. And it's also going to be partly to mostly cloudy out this way and windy for the foothills. Peak gust around 45 miles per hour. Some of the fastest gusts in places like Lexington and Heppner. Here's today's vegetation dryness forecast. Looks similar to yesterday in that there is critical dryness right now in the Cascades and the upper Yakima Basin, and then an elevated level of dryness for the valleys, for the lower Columbia Basin, for the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. Now, remember, into this weekend, temperatures going down, rain chances going up, so this map going to look a little bit better, just limited to medium levels of dryness, but I think this map is going to light up again next week as we turn hotter and drier, and I'll tell you just how hot coming up in a few minutes.
All right, check this out. So, you know those towns that feel like they're from another world?
Well, there's one in Minnesota that quite literally reaches for the stars, from the street names to the town water tower.
Welcome to Cosmos, where the local newsletter is called the Galactic Gazette, and a chicken is practically a celebrity.
Oh, it's quirky, it's charming, and as reporter John Lauritsen shows us, it's got a rocket load of personality.
This is a first for me, Mark. I'm interviewing a guy with a Def Leppard hat on, a spaceship on his t-shirt, an alien, a chicken, and a rocket in the background.
Quite the deal, isn't it?
In most towns, this may not make a lot of sense, but this is Cosmos, a community that's a little closer to the stars.
We had a real moon rock here after the moon landings, and it came from NASA.
Mark Minnick is a Cosmos council member, a lifelong resident, and a town historian. He says Norwegian immigrant Ole Nelson built the first log house in the 1860s, but pioneer Daniel Hoyt came up with the name Cosmos as a way to bring people in. Hoyt had plans to build a major university in town.
Big, everybody would want to come, you know, full credentials, the whole, it was going to be big time, big time. So the name stuck, but the university kind of didn't materialize.
But that didn't really matter, because the name is what put the town on the map.
Instead of Elm and Oak Street, names you typically see, Cosmos named all its streets after planets, galaxies, and constellations.
From Milky Way to Mars Street. And when you travel through town, busy Highway 7 briefly turns into Astro Boulevard. Even the water tower is space-themed. But it's nothing like the old water tower, which had a rocket sitting right on top of it, about 140 feet closer to space. It could blast off. It just won't get very far.
Those are oil barrels, and then the local blacksmith shop welded everything up, made the nose cone, made the fins, and then it got mounted on top of the water tower.
The rocket is now in the town's Space Festival parade every July. Neptune Ned and a random bird simply known as Local Chicken also make an appearance.
This is a Galactic Gazette. This is our local newsletter, goes out once a month.
It contains space news and dad jokes. The staff includes Mark's wife, Deb, and friend Lee Meyer.
Could you imagine now, Kurt, if there had been a university here or a major college?
It'd be different. Well, you can, walk down the street and you pretty much know everybody.
This Cosmos is a smaller universe, and that's okay with its space-loving residents, though some are still waiting for an alien other than Neptune Ned to pay a visit.
They exist, they just aren't showing themselves.
I can't get over the little alien and the chicken. Imagine you're just visiting and you're like,
local chicken
jump scare. Yeah.
I have a comment on Local Chicken. There's so much creativity that goes into that whole town, the street names.
Local Chicken.
They couldn't have given a better name to the chicken.
I don't
Honestly,
think so.
yeah.
I think that's great.
Points deducted.
I do like themed towns. I think it's cute.
Yeah.
I know. So if you want to head out, of course, they do have their space festival. That actually started after the moon landing in 1969.
But this year's festival is next month, so it looks like we're going, guys, to see the chicken only.
We're going for Local Chicken.
Exactly.
We should be Neptune Ned and Local Chicken for Halloween.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
What is Josh?
A rocket ship.
There we go. Okay.
Hey, a couple states over.
Because you're out of this world.
Aw, thank you. A couple states over, another themed town, Hell, Michigan. It's true.
Wait, I think I've heard of that one.
Sure, you
Yeah.
can look it up. Yeah.
He said, Google me.
Not as fun though.
All right, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door. And Josh right here will be back with your full first alert forecast. Anything good for the first day of summer?
It's actually going to feel a lot like spring out there, so that's kind of ironic, don't you think? But next week, it's going to be hotter and drier. I'll tell you how hot coming up on the other side of the break.
The Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event is going on now at Overturf Kia. Look for the summer discount stickers on select vehicles. The new 2025 Kia Sportage is available with a fuel-efficient gas engine, a gas-electric hybrid, or as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. A new 2025 Kia Sportage LX Hybrid starts at just $29,990. Plus, get 4.99% interest for up to 72 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
For 600 different cigars and 125 pipe tobaccos. For every cigar rated 96 and higher by Cigar Aficionado. For 200 accessories including dozens of humidors and fine pipes. It's the educated cigar.
And Consumer Reports
We're testers.
This organization accepts no advertising or sponsorship.
Since 1936.
Testing dishwashers, TVs, cars, vacuums.
We buy directly from stores, just like you.
Making sure products are safe.
And that they last.
Because we're advocates.
Engineers and scientists. We're testers. We're Consumer Reports.
Join us.
It's Men's Health Awareness Month. Take charge of your health with regular checkups and know the risks for your age, ethnicity, and lifestyle. More at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
The 4th of July sale at Furniture Row is on now, and the savings are explosive. Shop and explore the largest selection of sofas and sectionals, dining groups and bar stools, bedroom sets, kids' beds, and mattresses, all at the lowest prices guaranteed. And best of all, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Score doorbusters before they're gone. Or get 60 months, no interest. The 4th of July sale on now at Furniture Row.
Stacy Lee. First Alert Weather. Watch tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today's going to be a windy day, and it's going to be persistent gusts all throughout the day. 5 this morning to 5 in the morning tomorrow. Peak gust at times could be around 50 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 45 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills, but really breezy/windy across the map. For today, thunderstorms going to be likely in the Cascades. Lower elevations mostly dry, but we can't rule out a shower for the upper Yakima Valley. High temperature is going to be about 10 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. 60s and 70s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s up in the mountains. And then for tonight, showers and thunderstorms becoming a little bit more widespread. We'll show you that with Futurecast here in just a second. And overnight lows down into the 40s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s up in the mountains. For tomorrow, wind gusts come back, except they're not going to be as strong. Peak gust around 40 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills, 35 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley. So yes, they will be noticeable, but just not as strong as they'll be for today. Now let's go ahead and show you Futurecast. We put this into motion, and this is 8 this morning. A few sprinkles up in the Cascades. Coverage definitely picking up, though, throughout the course of the day. And then as we head into the afternoon and evening, you see maybe some showers for lower elevations. And then as we head into Saturday, I think this round is probably going to be the main round. This is 4 in the morning coming from the north and from the west. This is actually a new model run, so this model run trending a little bit drier, but you get the gist. We'll have chances for showers for tomorrow. It's not going to be a washout. It would be a great day to have the First Alert Weather app on hand so you could see the precip chances and timing in your neck of the woods. You can track it all with that interactive radar feature as well. Rainfall total is going to struggle to make it up to ½ an inch up in the mountains over the next 48 hours, and for lower elevations, it's going to be a struggle to get 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. Could have some additional showers lingering for Sunday, but I think at that point the wettest stuff will be in our rearview mirror, and then we are going to be much drier for next week, much hotter as well. It'll be about 15 degrees cooler than normal for Saturday, but by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, it's like that never even happened. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Windy but dry today, a few showers possible Saturday and Sunday, then drying out and warming up for next week. In Yakima, rain likely for Saturday, especially in the morning. A few showers left over Sunday, then it's a thing of the past by Monday. In Ellensburg, very windy today, a little bit less so for Saturday, then perhaps a thunderstorm or two for Sunday. In Hermiston, windy over the next couple days, showers possible this weekend, then hot and dry weather returns next week. Finally, for Walla Walla, dry and windy today, a few showers possible Saturday through Monday, then drying out and heating back up to around 90 as soon as Tuesday.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 5:53. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour.
And we start with the top 5 local things that you need to know this morning. First up in Kennewick, an off-duty police officer arrested for suspicion of DUI. Authorities say Officer Fernando Ramos was found after crashing into a parked car on North Montana Street late Wednesday night. He was arrested at the scene, later released on $1,000 bond. Benton County Sheriff's Office now handling the investigation.
Crews are making progress on a wildfire near Collicum Road in Kittitas County, and containment is now at 50%. It broke out yesterday and burned through about 60 acres. The evacuation levels that were in place have since been lowered from a level 3 to level 2, and that's for the 9,000 block of Collicum Road.
Meanwhile, in Pasco, police are investigating a daytime robbery that happened at the Alex A. Money and Jewelry Shop on North 5th Avenue. No serious injuries reported, but the suspect may have been tied up, or the suspect rather may have tied up the store clerk before getting away with merchandise. Anyone with surveillance footage in the area is asked to contact police.
And tonight at Rocky Beach Park, people will be gathering to remember the 3 young girls who were killed by their father, Travis Decker. A memorial is being led by their mother, Whitney, and people are encouraged to bring something to sit on and also a candle or glow stick. The evening will serve as a time of reflection, unity, and love.
And in Richland, they are kicking off summer with style. Dive into summer this Saturday at John Dan Plaza. Expect live music, games, food vendors, even birthday celebration for the Richland Library mascot, Theo. All the fun starts at 6 p.m. and it is free for the whole family.
International headlines this morning. Canada is retaliating against some U.S. trade policies. Tomorrow, it's set to impose new tariff rate quotas on steel, and they're for countries that don't have related free trade agreements with Canada. That could make American-made steel less appealing to Canadian buyers. U.S. duties on Canadian steel and aluminum are 50% right now, and 2 officials say Canada has proposed swapping defense spending for relief from those measures to no avail. The U.S. and Canada are committed to reaching some kind of trade agreement in 30 days after talks during this week's G7 summit. But analysts say a number of world leaders are disappointed that that gathering didn't produce any new U.S. deals.
5:55 in your business headlines this morning. Colorado authorities are investigating the theft of more than 2,800 Nintendo Switch 2 game consoles. The Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office says earlier this month a semi-truck driver called to report that his trailer had been broken into. Several pallets of the newly released Switch consoles were gone. Each console is priced at just under $500. The value of the theft put it at more than $1.2 million. The driver said he was on the way to a GameStop store in Grapevine, Texas, but was unaware of the exact cargo. Investigators aren't sure what city the gaming systems were stolen in. All right, 5:56 trending this morning. Which cities have the safest drivers?
I'm sure everybody has their own opinions, but insurance company Allstate has released a list of the top cities with the safest drivers, and it may shock you.
The company analyzed collision data, and it found that everything is bigger and safer in Texas.
I disagree. I think it has terrible drivers. Oh, okay.
According to the report, Texas actually has 4 cities in the top 20 for safest drivers, but it found the safest city for drivers was Brownsville, Texas.
All right, well, this is followed by Boise, Idaho, Fort Collins, Colorado, Cary, North Carolina, and Laredo, Texas.
Meanwhile, Boston was the most collision prone, followed by Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Worcester, Massachusetts, and Springfield, Massachusetts.
Surprise! I think it's surprising. I feel like every city,
Texan, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like every city that I go to, everyone complains about their drivers. So I don't know. It should just be.
To that point, I've never been at a place where people say, the drivers here are really good.
Yeah,
I think it's just baked into all of us that we get so mad driving.
Yeah.
So good for Texas. How about that?
I don't agree. I mean, but, okay, it didn't say Dallas, Fort Worth, so that's,
that tracks. Yeah. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, state parks are anticipating an influx of visitors to come as summer approaches. Coming up, what park employees are now doing to prepare.
Also, a frightening visitor in the dead of night caught on a Ring camera. We'll take a look at this week's wildest stories coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. That is terrifying.
Woof.
Oh, well, Josh, what do you have for us?
I'm not even really scared of spiders, but I'm scared of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's going to be cooler and wetter for this weekend. I'll tell you how cool, and I'll show you those shower chances coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.